You're listening to Mike James Rock Show with Dan and Mike.
Welcome.
Hello.
We are back on this week's show.
Freshly recorded.
Yes. And so we've got quite an interesting little segment for you later. No, you don't get to watch me retch again this week. That may come back.
Yeah, we've got some challenges booked,
Yes.
planned.
But this man came up with a very good idea based on some of the stuff that we've seen on the internet this week. So before we get into all of that, we've got quite a topical start to the show thanks to this man right here.
What did I do?
Well, it was the can pop with a certain internet thing.
Roll it and let people see, and then yeah. Welcome.
For the Mike James Rock Show.
We're back in the studio. We're trying to be topical. Everything's brand new. It's all exciting. Stay tuned. We're going to kick the show off with Paralysed, and it is by Memphis Mayfire. Cheers.
So,
That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, that was a thing. Took me a little bit by surprise, that one. So, it's time, I think, that I announce the show.
Oh, you know what? The track listing.
Yes.
Yes. So you set the benchmark last week.
Yes, what was it, 32 seconds, I believe, producer? 31 seconds. And same amount of tracks this week, thereabouts?
Exactly
Okay.
the same amount of tracks.
Okay, so... right.
Do you want a countdown?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Memphis Mayfire with Paralysed, Siamese with Chemistry, Mimi Barks with House Full of Flakes, Black Gold with Social Blackout, Downcast with Raincheck, Leonardo with Fend You Off, Hunter Olivieri with Scum, Zebrahead with I Have Mixed Drinks About Feelings, The Oklahoma Kid, Ignorance, Split Iris with Guilt, Within the Ruins, Castle in the Sky, The Home Team, Walk This World With Me. I actually quite like that one. Old Black Era, My Drummer's Girlfriend, they spoke to us about that at Download. The Dead Daisies, Light Them Up. The Mary Tyler and White Trash Girl. And then we had a couple of tracks at the end that you're going to have to listen to the show to find out what they were.
Ooh,
the artwork.
I've just been past your time.
Because I am on 36 seconds 11 for this week. So I set too high a bar.
I'll set you some homework to listen to some hip-hop on how they spit bars.
Thank you.
That's the way to do it.
Much appreciated. So currently up on screen is all the artwork for the week. My personal favourites of this week are probably Mimi Barks.
Yeah, that's full on.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The Dead Daisies, that one that one got me. And then the Mary Tyler Hall with a White Trash Girl. I liked that artwork too.
That was good.
So we should probably come back now. And we are also, because we're, getting good at these highlights and cutting to things that we're meant to cut to as a show, we're now going to cut to the Ramzine highlights for you.
It's time for this week's Track of the Week in association with Ramzine.
It is this week's Track of the Week.
It is indeed.
In association with Ramsey.
And a very welcome one as well.
It is. It's a welcome return to our show and to the fray from Hacktivist.
Love them.
Yes, they got a new vocalist, new energy behind them. This track is called Not Alone.
Yeah.
Go and check out the video as well. Kicks ass.
And I'm actually friends with their new vocalist, and genuinely he is the energy that they need right now.
Yeah, so they're about to go out on tour around the UK as well, so keep an eye out. I'm sure we'll be posting some more information about that at some point.
Yeah, make sure you do check this out. This is a very exciting new era for Hacktivist.
Yes, so this is this week's Track of the Week in association with Ramsey.
So that was one of our favourite bands, because they've been going a little bit less time than we have.
Yeah.
Called Hacktivist.
Yeah, they have.
And we're just chatting about the fact that Mike has managed to interview every single vocalist that Hacktivist has ever had.
Every single member.
Every single member. We have good relationships with the previous members of Hacktivist. It's generally quite a family thing. It's not like they massively fall out with each other. It's always lineup changes with
It's
love.
live, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's even managed to interview Jordan, the new vocalist of Hacktivist.
When is it an old band though?
Yeah, so am I thinking that we're going to have to get Mike to chat to Jordan about that, because the history of you guys mixed with your passion about Hacktivist is going to be quite a fun one to have him an interview on.
Yeah.
So that leads us to our last feature of the Mixcloud show, which is That Should Cover It. And because this is our last download highlight show, we're going to switch to 2000 Trees coverage after this.
Next festival.
Mike decided that this week's That Should Cover It track should be Fall Out Boy, because we had a good response to our mental health track last week. Good product placement, very subtle, very subtle. So we got Fall Out Boy with We Didn't Start the Fire.
Which is their version
Yes.
of Billy Joel's classic, but they reimagined the choruses with their own lyrics, so go and check that out.
Yes,
It's very cool.
just a reminder that everything that we talk about from either the show, tracks that we are talking about on this show, anything like that, it's all very, very neurotically labelled, thanks to our manager who's out of sight, all neurotically labelled below. So there's a playlist for the tracks that we play if you want to just stay on YouTube. You can get to Mixcloud from here. You can get to our website to see the artwork where it doesn't disappear when we stop talking about it. Just thought I'd make us disappear a second there whilst we're talking about everything you can find in the bio. I'm afraid that we do list some of the brands that we have as well. But apart from Smiley Dave, I got this made specifically because I like it, and I actually made this one myself. So you can't really buy them anywhere unless you specifically order. But this one here, not the man, the t-shirt.
Smiley Dave, check him out, one of the UK's up-and-coming comedians.
Yes, a lot to do with rock and metal as well. Some of you may have caught him whilst he was doing sets, and is it Emo Bingo?
It is.
Emo Bingo at Download.
No, Panic at the Bingo, isn't it?
We really should know this. But unfortunately, we were getting at that point quite rained on, so may have been just trying to keep our stuff dry whilst Dave was doing his thing from the point that we turned up. Anyways, so it's that time. We should cut to the news.
Hello, and welcome to the MJRS News from the Internet. I'm the host, Mike James.
And I'm Devon Dan.
Bloodstock have announced, finally, that bin jousting has become an official sport at Bloodstock. There'll be a competition held in Midgard every day until 2 a.m.
The Black Dahlia Murder have announced a co-headline tour with Dying Fetus all across the North Americas.
The Heavy Music Awards have announced that Neck Deep will be their headline performer on the night.
Sum 41 have confirmed what dates they are doing for their final UK tour.
And the Ghost film Right Here, Right Now has charted in the global cinema charts at number 5.
And finally, makeup companies have noted a marked increase in pale foundation sales as goths fail to maintain their aesthetic in the sun. So, this is our last download highlight show. And as well as the 4 interviews...
You're not crying enough.
Really did look like a caricature then. So as well as the 4 we had on the show being Of Mice and Men that I did,
Yep,
Delilah Bond that he did,
that was cool.
The Struts that he did,
That was silly.
and then Dream State that I did.
That was insightful.
Yes, I quite like talking to those guys. Yeah, they don't always have to be silly. Those that are watching our TikToks currently, we're putting out some previous of my serious stuff to try and balance how not serious I am most of the time.
So both of those gone up.
And then our YouTube exclusive this week.
Exclusive. We should have that flashing up B.
I mean, thank you for making me add that to post-production. Love you. Is Make Them Suffer, which I was really excited about because they're ones I already knew about. We happen to have the interview all booked up, and they were lovely to chat to. And some of the bits that we don't put into any shows is they were giving me quite a good bit of banter before the interview started. So
There you were, weren't they?
yeah, so we're going to roll our final download 2024 highlights now, and then when we get back, we'll be doing something else.
Hi, I'm Adam from The Struts, and I'm on this week's episode of the Mike James Rock Show.
See, I'm trying not to just read it. I'm trying to like look around. Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to read it.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Read it.
We are on from back.
Mike James Rock
Right.
Show.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I'm saying we, and then I'm going I.
Yeah.
Right.
Mike James Rock Show.
Okay. Stop. Okay.
Go on.
Right.
You can do it.
Sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is so silly.
Oh, come on. Okay, you
right.
can do it. You got it.
Okay, yeah, I've got it. Right. Don't look at me. Right.
I was outside, just...
In flip-flops, by the way, we're just going to pan down to the flip-flops. Look, and for comparison, that's why he's wearing flip-flops. Look at that. These used to be beige boots, I'm not lying to you. But the three is metalcore, black and death metal, and then fantasy metal. Would you say that the internet has got that right, describing your sound, or
we should just
do we
edit
need to
our
go and find
Wikipedia
them?
right now and just make that our opening line on Wikipedia for sure.
Former avant-garde folklore black and symphonic deathcore band turned modern
Noir post
matrix core.
We have played now on the Avalanche, and I think my heart's still on that stage. It was phenomenal.
It was sick.
Yeah.
It was wild.
I mean, it would explain the trail of blood from that stage, to be fair.
It was. I didn't expect that many people to be there, and they were. So thank you.
We could see. So you can catch all of those interviews on our full interviews videos that release one day after this one. It's all chapterized. You can pick out the ones that you want to watch. Links in the bio. As soon as that one goes live, we update this one.
And then you can click like, subscribe, notification bell, but more importantly, write a little comment and share us about. Get us all over the interwebs. It'd be lovely to get everywhere.
I mean, you can do such things as suggest that should cover it tracks. Cover tracks that we need to include on our main show and on this one. You can suggest mental health tracks. We'll get into that in a second. You can ask us to interview people, and we'll see if we can make that happen. Especially if there's a reason that you want us to interview, like a subject that you would really like us to go with, because normally it's just whatever we can find. So if we're not the biggest fan of the band, I'll openly admit I am a middle-aged metalcore kid now, and so I get passionate about those, and I tend to do something a bit more specific because I'm a fan. So if you have anything that you want either of us to potentially take as an interview thing, pop it in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. We've still got a couple of festivals coming up.
Let's get things going.
Yes. So said about mental health tracks, and it's just a quick check-in this week. How are your festival blues doing? Second week.
Crap week.
Fair.
Which is also why I've picked this week as a positive mental attitude kind of tune. I've deep dived on Jelly Roll because we've played him a few times on the show.
Nice.
And I basically found out about his life story and listened to a whole load of his tunes and found out that they're actually relatable.
Very insightful, you say.
Insightful, relatable, but also upbeat and sort of country rock, and some of the collabs he's done as well.
Not just the one we played recently,
Falling in Reverse,
but so many others.
Yeah, he's a funny guy as well. So I just wanted to shout out Jelly Roll for coming into my life and cheering me up when I needed a little bit of cheering up, and that's what music does. It's what feelings sound like.
Yep. We also decided that we're going to spend even more time together this week. So we're going to have some social time. We're not actually going to work for a bit. I know we don't normally do that, but both of us, because again, I'm happy to admit it's been a bit of a crappy week. The festival blues hit me particularly hard the second week. I don't know why. Probably because I'm physically recovering from the actual festival flu for the first one. But just if you are struggling anyway, obviously we've had numbers like normal, but there are services that we put links to in the bio, as well as Jelly Roll's track. There's a link to that, so you can check out the one that's helped Mike. But if you are struggling, hit up one of these services. Even if you're not necessarily in the country that the service is provided, the great thing about the internet is you can use these services if there's any need for them. So,
very true.
Yeah. And now, talking about community and that sort of thing, we actually got very entertained this week. Mike got me involved in this because I hadn't realised how it was becoming a massive thing.
Well, everyone likes to, predict who's going to be playing at Download, and as this is our final Download coverage show,
yes,
I thought, why don't we get involved? So there seems to be a thing where everyone is picking their bands that they want to see on all the stages and putting it onto like an official looking poster because technology is awesome.
And so by the time that we have this launched, it is not going to be a handwritten list that is screening off camera. It is going to be a fully produced list, but
it will look like this.
Yeah, thank you to the Download Facebook group. Those that have been in this group for a couple of years will know that the Download Facebook group actually has its own like sort of community, its own family.
Yeah. It's not just a group when the Download is on. It's constant all year round.
Yeah, and I've seen more than once, just linking back to the mental health stuff, more than once somebody putting up there about missing the community, missing that, and the way that people respond, man, it's just so full of love and support. So we're shouting out the group for our like sort of final segment of the show because we have actually done a full sort of Download lineup each. It's not like a show lineup where it's just one. You've got one from me and one from him.
Yeah, so we're going to go through our lineups, but I was so neurotic I actually did the undercard as well of bands I think should be like the ones we don't mention.
He set me a challenge as well, like genuinely, most of the posters, it's clearly just people putting their favourite bands up, which they need to. You okay there?
Yeah, I'm just falling in my chair. So
do a rearrange. Do a rearrange. It's fine.
There you go. Sorry, Dave, I blocked out your logo.
With your own logo.
Much better.
Fantastic. So Mike's not just gone like fully neurotic, he's gone full sort of name on the show professional, made sure it's representative. I just filled up an entire list with mostly metalcore bands because that's who I am. And I got told it was a dream list, and I just decided to do what, if the Download ever announced this, I would be just a puddle in the Download mud.
Let's go for it then, man.
Right, so we've even
Liquid Death presents Download XXII.
That wasn't even practiced. So are we going like bottom fourth stage upwards on the Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Or we could have the Thursday night in the Dogtooth stage if you want. I've gone all out.
So
leave a comment if you want to see it all, and I'll hit you up.
Yeah. So, who is like the one on your fourth stage? Because we've got a main support and a headliner for the fourth stage.
Yes. So I went with the Mariachi Bronx.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, they're fun.
I went with something I found off of our own show, The Darkest Moment, which was that really pretty voice, quite depression themed because the EP was Love and Loss.
I think I vaguely remember it.
I believe the tracks were Aches and... I was obsessively playing it for weeks, but that means I didn't actually look at it. Sorrows?
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm the type of person, I have a playlist, I play it over and over.
So my Friday night fourth stage headliner, I reckon, should be Madball.
Okay.
How's that for?
Yeah, no.
Stage. It's nice, isn't it?
I mean, you're going to be surprised at mine because I actually chose something that wasn't metalcore, but it's partly my genuine love of these guys, and they're talking about some big issues at the moment. Of course, I'm talking about Broken Jaw, a DIY punk band which have been massive supporters of everything we've done for a few years now, and they're currently debating whether you should have pineapple on pizza. So we're gonna do a link.
Should.
Yeah, we're gonna do a link to that below as well.
Should we throw this out there now? Do our own poll on our social media.
I mean, you could let us know.
Pineapple pizza, yes or no?
I mean, we could just do it on the comments below.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Let's get this going.
Thank you, Broken Jaw. Yes. Important issues. Which then takes us to the third stage.
It's quite a way to walk, though, isn't it? Takes two. Yeah.
So, if you just go for all four of yours.
Yes, I was just thinking I should. These are the four names I've picked Seething Akira.
Of course. I mean, I genuinely didn't put them on mine because of the fact that you had put them on such a good stage.
Black Gold.
Yes, if you've been watching the Mixcloud or listening to the Mixcloud show, you know what big fans of Black Gold we are.
And then here's a one for you. Lordy.
Fair enough.
They were awesome supporting Sabaton last year.
Yep.
Brought the stage show.
Very nice.
These are all bands that bring stage shows.
Okay, so theatrics.
Yeah. Or looks. And then Ice Nine Kills to headline that stage.
Okay, very much understand why Ice Nine Kills are there. I went in a bit of a different direction with mine. One is the last known project of Austin Dickinson, which is As Lions. And that's just partly because I genuinely love him as a frontman. He's just fantastic. So I just want to see them perform again. Then a band that has caught my attention on the social media because they're very charming and funny, a bit like one of the ones that's coming up on your Saturday. But I've got South Arcade because genuinely they've been blowing up on TikTok and Instagram and they're just really charming. So thought in my fantasy lineup I'll give them a little bit of love. One which I think you're going to enjoy, The Chemists. We love The Chemists. Seen them live a couple of times.
They could play on with on my stage.
Yeah, definitely would go well with Black Gold and Seething.
That's what I was thinking. Between them, maybe.
Yeah, and then I decided to take a leaf out of Download's book because obviously they had Busted headline this stage, and I thought
the whole field.
Yes, so I thought let's just go with another pop, absolute like behemoth. Like people have said often how metal this band is, and of course I'm talking about S Club 7.
Sepultura Club 7.
No,
or is this just the remaining members of Slipknot?
Maybe. I mean, I was thinking Slayer Club 7.
Ooh.
That way they can get around the fact that they said they weren't going to tour anymore. But if they go out as Slayer Club 7, then it's fine.
Yeah, that's...
As well as probably getting Bradley and John to come do some dancing for them to Rain and Blood. Let's go on to the next stage before we say anything more weird about that.
Okay, second stage.
Yes, do your 4.
My 4 for the second stage. Dragon Force.
Nice.
Tweedly, 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 tweedly.
In case you were not in the know about them.
CKY! The Mighty Nova Twins.
Of course.
And then headlined by Don Broco.
Amazing.
Yeah. I thought that's a good lineup of good party bands.
And a little bit of heavy pop.
Yes.
And a couple of them there. I went with a similar sort of kind of vibe of having a lighter sound that I normally go for. So Breathe Carolina to open.
I'm up in space.
That's not
so high pitched,
and that's not also the band. That's coming up later.
Fair enough.
I'm bringing them back. This band has unfortunately split up. You'll find on my Dream Night I'm bringing a few back.
I was reading your wrong stage.
So I'm bringing back I Divide. They opened
a local band.
Yes, but they opened Download's second stage years ago. So I'm putting them slightly higher because if they were to come back, they've obviously got to progress. But I genuinely love the album that they released, and it was a shame that it didn't work out for them. So I thought on my Dream Lineup, I'm going to put them down. So, and then Rain City Drive used to be Slaves for those that remember their previous name. And then I was thinking about how to bring the party on a headliner that wasn't Limp Bizkit, because I didn't want to just put Limp Bizkit down because I enjoyed them this year and I've always enjoyed them. I was trying not to really do anything from this year's lineup.
Yeah, really.
So I thought Our Last Night, the cover Supreme band of the internet.
See, I would have had those on the Dogtooth stage on the Thursday night. Yeah.
I mean, I think they're a little bit too big for a Thursday night one, but I don't know if that's an American big, whether that transfers to over here, because you get different...
That Dogtooth stage...
It is?
No, not the Dogtooth, the one in the...
District.
Yeah, the District stage, sorry. Yeah.
I mean, you do get 10,000 people on a Thursday night.
Easily. Listening
to that, which, is part of one of the interviews I did with a band, is because they had that slot, wasn't it? So, we're on main stage now.
Main stage. So obviously there will be some openers.
Of
Like I
course.
said earlier. Ask in the comments and I might let you know. So let's go Mallory Knox.
Very nice.
Because they're back now.
Yes.
Spirit Box.
I noticed some rhyming going on.
Gojira.
Okay, the rhyming stopped.
And then the final three for your Friday night evening would be Good Charlotte,
Okay.
Papa Roach,
Nice.
and Green Day.
Amazing. I can see that has got some OG vibes to it.
Yes.
I put together mine as I tried to get all of my metalcore at least out on one main stage day, and it failed. So my first metalcore day on the main stage starts with Icy Stars, because they haven't played in the UK in forever. Then what we were loading to earlier, which is Blessed by a Broken Heart. And
down in hell, man.
For those that don't know, Sam Ryder, the UK's entrant, was it last year to Eurovision, used to be in Blessed by a Broken Heart. So obviously he was at Download this year. I'm thinking if I just put it on YouTube, maybe he'll get back with the band, even though his popularity is now up here and they're still where they were before. And clearly it's all just going to be a dream where I get to see the band I really like, Blessed by a Broken Heart, with Sam singing. That's clearly going to happen. I then got Memphis Mayfire, because it's my Download main stage. Don't judge me, I know that they're probably not going to make it to the main stage of Download. The Ghost Inside, particularly after that recent album. Bad Omens, main support to Bullet for My Valentine.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
so that's where I'm at.
Okay. I'm going to give you 2 stages at once from Saturday.
Yeah, go for it.
4th stage, Poison the Well.
Very nice.
Because they've just played in the UK. Headlined by Turnstile.
Very nice.
And then on the 3rd stage, going to be Slacker.
Yep.
Because, you know,
It's Slacker.
lineups, yeah. The Hives.
Very nice.
Keeping with the vibe there. All Time Low.
Okay.
And then Panic at the Disco.
I was not expecting to see that on his lineup, to be fair.
No.
So I'm going to do the same. My 4th stage starts with Danny Warsnop doing his bluesy stuff.
Oh, nice, a bit country.
And then I'm bringing back the 100. I know every time we tag you, you get very tired of the fact that I still want you to be a band, but you will be a band one day and you will play for me again. Then I've got on the 3rd stage Drag Me Out, which is Dennis Stoff's band, the covering vocalist for asking for like that year that they didn't have Danny, maybe 2 years. He's got his own band called Drag Me Out. I quite like them. Then Fit for a King, more metalcore. It's just all metalcore. Never Tell, an awesome sort of rap metalcore band. It's all metalcore. From Florida, and then Of Mice and Men headlining that stage. Because I like them that much. They're one of the ones that played Download this year but did make it to my dream lineup.
Okay.
What have you got for second? Are you doing second and main stage in one go as well?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
377.
Yes.
Loathe.
Of course.
I Prevail.
Surprising.
And Falling in Reverse. Is
Interesting.
The 2nd stage.
I was going to say, I'll explain in a minute why that's interesting.
Main stage.
Yes.
Deaf Havana.
Okay, yep.
Here's a curveball. Cypress Hill.
Definitely your dream lineup.
Well, they went on tour with Slipknot.
Yep.
Last year, I think.
100%.
And then one for the dads in the crowd. Stained.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while. It's been a while.
And then one for the kids in the crowd. Sleep Token.
Very nice.
On the main stage. Just before Five Finger Death Punch.
Interesting that you didn't go headline on that.
No, because I've put Foo Fighters in there.
Hotly tipped or rumoured from the group.
In the groups and stuff and socials, it does seem that a lot of people would love the Foos to play. But also, Foo Fighters and Green Day have been in the UK this week,
so
doing stadium things. So
it works.
It would work that they come back and do a European festival run next year.
Yeah. So, surprising no one on my list, I have Imminence, which is violin metalcore.
But But I thought they'd just be like the overall headliner of the entire festival.
I was trying to keep it
low-key.
Well, within, like, it's my dream list, but it's where the bands currently are. Admittedly, I did put Conquer Divide above them, but I think that off the back of Conquer Divide's most recent album, we're going to see them doing a lot better. And I've loved them since their first single. So, then a band that featured on our show this week, Siamese. I thought that'd be great. And then controversially, because it might be a step down from when they last played Download, I've put Architects in as my headliner. That's because I wanted Architects there.
Okay.
For those
Still
guys,
a much bigger stage than they're going to, or crowd at the second stage at Download than the headline show at Bloodstock will be.
later this year, which I cannot wait for as well.
It's only 6 weeks away.
I know, it's crazy. Then the most varied stage I think I have on the main stage is Set It Off, because it's Set It Off and you need to pay attention to those guys.
And they deserve to be on the main stage.
Yeah, pop punk Disney music. Absolutely amazing. Bloodywood, because I absolutely love them as well. Bad Wolves, because I thought that they would actually suit a main stage vibe quite well. Yeah. And this is why it was interesting that Mike had I Prevail followed by Falling in Reverse, because I have I Prevail followed by Falling in Reverse, but I still have a headliner above them, because I thought that they would warm up the crowd amazingly for the Prodigy.
Yeah,
and
they need to come back.
Yeah, 100%.
They're doing Reading this year.
So that is now Saturday done. We just have Sunday left. So
Okay.
I think 2 stages at once is a wise idea.
I do as well. So my 4th stage on the Sunday at Download, XXII.
Yep.
will be Truisis.
Truisis.
Just because I like their version of Rasputin.
Fair enough. And we did have fun watching them years ago at Hammerfest.
Yeah, I've seen them a few times. And then Suicide Silence, the headline that stage, please.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My 3rd stage would be Bones UK.
Yep, okay.
And then a secret set. Look at the poster, and if you can unblur it, you know.
Okay, and this one is actually quite feasible. We had chats about this at Download this year.
Yeah. Then Wednesday 13 and headlined the 3rd stage, Marilyn Manson.
Stunning work.
Yeah.
I have a 4th stage which features 2 bands that don't exist anymore. My local heroes, band which I've been in love with forever, which is The Dreamer Within. I'd love to have seen them play Download whilst they were an active band, but didn't happen, so it's on my dream lineup instead. Then, going for the second generation of Dickinson's theme again, is Griff Dickinson's band Shapes.
Oh, they were fun.
Yeah, I love Shapes. If you've never listened to their album Greater Than, give yourself an hour of just the most interesting metalcore that I think I've had in a very long time. I'm not even sure they would class themselves as metalcore, because it was that off-piste. Then a very varied stage for me, because I've got Floyer, something I found on the show a little while ago. Very, very like summery 80s vibe, no screamy, just genuinely lovely music. Future Static.
Interesting.
Again, the show hooked me into those after the interview. Patent Pending.
Nice.
I want to watch the whole of Download do the jump to the Mario song. And then Bowling for Soup needed a headliner rather than just being on the main stage. So their headlining was my 3rd stage on the Sunday. And now we just have 2 stages each left.
What a finale it's going to be, because I've also got Set It Off.
Okay.
But they're playing the 2nd stage.
Openers.
Yeah. Well, not openers, there'll be lower
There would be other ones, but
Yeah.
openers to your list.
Yeah, of my 4. So Set It Off, 36 Crazy Fists.
Man, I haven't heard their name in forever.
Good 5 or 6 years ago we interviewed them.
Yeah, that's a while.
And then Ginger,
Of course.
they've announced this week they've got new material, new album is on its way.
Oh, very exciting.
And then that'll be headlined by Bad Omens, because they couldn't do it this year.
And they're just
They need that slot.
And-
It's theirs.
If you haven't listened to them yet, go and check out their most recent album, The Death of Peace of Mind, because
It's alright.
it's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
It's alright. It's worthy of a headline slot, but it's only the 2nd stage. On the main stage, on the Sunday, next year's Download, please, Mr. Copping and team, could we have Buck Cherry,
Okay,
Godsmack,
interesting.
Mudvayne?
Wait, Mudvayne above Godsmack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair
And then
enough.
after that, we get the party going with Youngblood.
I mean, that I would agree with that.
Yeah, you won't like the next two.
I was going to say killing the party with your next suggestion.
Ghost, supporting or opening for My Chemical Romance.
And My Chemical Romance is one of the headliners I saw when I was a punter at Download all those years ago at the start of the 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah, so mine's again, I'm not really going to surprise anybody that knows what my tastes are like.
Metalcore.
Yes, though I do have a bit of a wild card on my second stage.
You do?
Because it starts with Scion, which is the Jared Dines Howard Jones
That's where
band.
I know the name from.
And then Howard Jones' other band, Light the Torch, because I just genuinely love that man and I want to see him sing loads. Then, thinking back to one of the most fun things we've ever watched at Download, I thought I'd put Tenacious D on my list.
On a lot of the posters that people have made up, they've been high on the bill for lots of
It's because
people.
they're so good live.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't really want to kill that fun vibe, and it would be amazing to watch these two do a couple of songs together. Papa Roach to headline that stage. So...
Well, yeah, I had them opening for Green Day on the Friday, so they can come back and do your stage on the Sunday.
Exactly.
Sharing
We're going to have
area.
like Reading and Leeds, but it's just Mike's download and Dan's download.
My stage, Dad's stage.
And then my main stage is probably just, again, the least surprising thing at this point in the announcement, because it's We Came as Romans, Lorna Shore, Asking Alexandria, Trivium, Killswitch, and Parkway Drive. Because I love the metalcore. I love the metalcore.
Honourable mentions, I think.
Yes.
Because we had this conversation on the drive back from Download.
Yeah.
Who we think will play next year. And logistically, I think Slipknot will do one of the days. Not bored because of Slipknot, because they've got new material, etc. on its way, but they only played recently, and let's
want
have another
variants.
breakthrough.
Yeah.
But the reason I say Slipknot is because they are playing another major festival that month, or that fortnight. They're in Europe, so it just logistically makes sense for them to headline another festival, and the next weekend will be Download, so it makes sense for them to stay
The
about.
backline's over here already.
Yes.
So, let us know your honourable mentions as well.
Who you'd like to see?
Yes, your thoughts on another heavy group rumour being Iron Maiden.
Yeah. It's old.
We've seen them so many times at Download. We're, like 10 plus years both
Yeah,
for
seen them a
Download.
couple of times.
And it's just, we loved the fact that the last couple of years there's been up and coming, different, new, exciting headliners.
Breakthroughs.
Exactly. So, Andy, clearly you base all of your decisions on what we have to say. So, we'll send you a copy.
Yeah.
We'll send you a copy. Make sure that you check out 24 hours after this drops all of the final Download interviews. Everything we've gabbled about is down here. And then next week we start our 2000 Trees coverage.
Bang on.
Let's go.
Until next week then.
Yeah, I think so.
Toodles.
Bye.